Get ready with me while I answer all of your NGL questions about why I moved out of my house, even though my BTO is already ready. So, for some background information, if y'all have not been paying attention to my life, I'm no longer staying in my house. Clearly, this background is totally different from my normal pink background, and I moved out literally a week after I got married, and I found a house a week or 2 days or 1 day before I got married, I think, or 1 day 2 days after I got married. And I viewed the house once. I didn't view any other houses already, and then I paid the deposit on the spot after viewing. So basically, I think there are quite a lot of questions that I think would more or less answer why I chose to do what I do, and the financial stupidity of it all. But I'm just gonna go one by one, okay? So why move to rental when a house is coming? Is it for new couple privacy? Honestly, not really, because technically Jeremy's house, he stays in his own room, and his parents have their own room also, and his brother moved out. So if I had moved into Jeremy's house, right, I would be able to live in the room with him. But I have a lot of things, and honestly, right, my house is not conducive for anyone to move in. And I think that my family dynamics is not something that I would want someone to have to navigate around, because I don't think my family dynamics is a regular family dynamic. So I wouldn't want to put a new personality in the mix. So I don't want to stress Jeremy out with having to handle the emotions of your in-laws and stuff like that. I just didn't want to put him through that. So I also didn't feel comfortable with having him come stay with my family. But it's not because of anything and new couple privacy, honestly, right, I don't really think there's much need for privacy, especially when you have dogs. You never ever have privacy. It was mostly space, I feel, because I have a lot of things, and my rationale as to doing so, right, okay, maybe let me just explain what is up. So basically, I have yet to reno my house because I'm still waiting to collect my keys. And I was thinking if I were to live separate with Jeremy this whole time, and then I work on this design plan for my renovation, right, I'm just doing it based on aesthetics, because I don't really live the full extent of how I would live in my own house, in my current family house, if you know what I mean. I'm living as to how my parents taught me to live in this house. But now if I were to move out into a brand new house by myself and start on a clean slate, then I'm now learning as a human being what I personally do in my own house that I want to translate into my home, when I finally reno my BTO. What I mean by this is do I prefer having storage when I come home? Is the first thing I want is a storage area to put my bags when I come home. Do I want one separate common room for my wardrobe area, and then one separate room for my bed, or do I want them all together? Do I want a bigger living room, or am I okay with smaller living room? These kind of things. And also living patterns. I feel because now I'm coming together with this person that I don't live with, but I have been dating for 6 years of my life. Now that we are officially going to have to move in together, right, if I move in together with him into a new BTO, especially with this design, right, that I'm not used to. So because my house wasn't interior decorated or interior designed the way that my BTO is going to be interior decorated, so we are both now two adults that lived separately in under their parents house methods for the bulk of our lives, actually our whole lives. And then now we come together and we're going into this foreign place also that has designs that we are also not used to. If I feel it sounds so stupid, right? But now moving into this in-between house, so this is old house, in-between house, new house, right? Now in this in-between house, we are starting to learn each other's patterns. And I feel because we haven't started reno, now our reno or some of our reno plans for this house can revolve around what we feel we need in this house. Right now, right, we are not even sharing toilet. I use the master bedroom toilet completely is mine. I thought that I would be okay with sharing toilet. But like I enjoy having my master bedroom toilet just being mine, cause like if I shit in the toilet, it's like my toilet that I shit in. Jeremy shits in the common toilet, and the bathing setting, cause Jeremy is so much taller than me. So like if every time he use the shower when we go overseas, right, the shower head gets so high, and I have to like slowly bring it down. But now having the whole master bedroom shower to myself, the shower head is like constantly that. The temperature is always the same temperature because it's left at the same settings that I always live in. And like we all have our own space to like decompress. Even like the toilet, the sink, I'm using like my master bedroom sink. He uses the common toilet sink. And then one thing that I was 100% sure that I was going to do is like I'm going to get 2 blankets, and we're not going to share blanket because I hate sharing blanket. And like that was like something I knew I wanted from the start. Then there's other stuff like, because I don't really do laundry, and he doesn't really do laundry, so it's like those like small little things like whose laundry style we're gonna follow, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But also, right, we are kind of at the position where we are able to afford a helper, so we have now employed a live out helper that will come twice a week to do all of our chores, or majority of the chores. Like, so we'll do laundry twice a week, so we have this like bi-weekly laundry system. And then everything else, like I feel like this in-between house also gives him the space to become like more independent, because like he's quite a mommy's boy, like I must admit. And personally, I don't really do much like chores also, because my sister is quite like she's like the chores person. Like me and my sister, right, we kind of raise each other, so I feel like I took on the role of like the dad. Like I earn the money, then my sister do like the housekeeping, you know. So like I don't really know how to clean and stuff like that lah. So but I feel like because Jeremy has kind of stepped up quite a lot in the whole like making sure I don't have mental load as a woman, right? I'm so domesticated now, you know. I clean I voluntarily clean. So why I moved to a rental house is really because like, I feel like, one, quite lame lah, after you get married then you just go back home and live like normal. And 2, I also just wanted a space that I can call my own, and I feel like my mental health has significantly declined since like as of late. Because like honestly, I feel like sometimes, right, like even though your parents are your parents and they gave birth to you or whatever, but I feel like sometimes it's okay to acknowledge the fact that y'all might just be people that don't vibe with each other. Because I just feel like, right, I am not on the same wavelength as my mom, and I don't think I will be able to ever be, because I feel like we're just too different as like people. So I feel like some people you just have to keep at arm's length, and unfortunately one of those people is like my mom. So I just did it for my own sanity, if I'm just being frank. Yeah, so I answered that question already. How long do you rent? How long is the lease? Yes, why do you rent? Okay, so that's why I rent. How long is the lease? So very, very fortunately, I met this landlord that like is super chill. I'm renting this unit like directly from her. So I told her lah that like I will clear the minimum occupancy period so that it's legal, which is 3 months for private property in Singapore. And then I did ask her, and I did tell her that there is a possibility that we're gonna have to extend because my BTO renovation might delay. And then she just told me, okay, just need to let her know by April if we're gonna extend or not, because she might be selling this house. So if we do extend, then we'll just pay accordingly. So like we extend for 2 weeks, then we'll just pay like the balance of that. And I think my one thing that was like really quite frustrating for me when it came to finding like a rental is that I have 3 dogs. So like getting the landlord to even allow you to have 1 dog, right, is a miracle already, because most landlords think that like dogs would destroy everything, even though that is so not true. But I mean, like that's just like how most Singaporean landlords think. But like having a landlord that is okay with like 3 dogs, right, that is like hard to come by. And she's so chill. She's like, yeah, you know what, like I understand, I love dogs also. If your dog's like shit or whatever, right, shit, pee, whatever, blah blah blah, like just make sure that when you hand over the unit to me, you do a deep cleaning, and like the next like tenant doesn't feel like a dog has lived here, I'm okay. Then I'm like, okay lah, that's chill, that's very reasonable. And I'm very fortunate to have met her lah, because like I would say her house is not like the best, like it's not the newest kind of condo or whatever, but I feel like, right, I've noticed that most landlords that own older condos or like are not like new money rich, like not the new launch kind of landlords. They are more chill also. Like they don't super near about stuff like they won't be like, oh, later your dog destroy the flooring, blah blah blah. Like this house has a little hole on the floor, like just a dent, and I already took photo and sent the landlord lah. But this landlord like legit she don't care, bro. So I'm just like, I want that, I want that, I need that, because my dogs are crazy. So it's 3 months with possibility of extension. Rental price and room please. Also, is it around Bedok, and how did you decide on the location? Okay, so like I was obviously looking for rentals around Punggol and Sengkang area because that's where I stay. But like honestly, right, as I was looking, like most of the units are damn small, and unfortunately around Sengkang and Punggol area, it's all new launch condos. So it's like 3-ish K for like maybe a 500 square feet. Most of them is like studio or like 1 room flat and 1 room 1 toilet. But I wanted like at least a common toilet and a master toilet because like I have dogs, and also like I like to host my friends. I would love to host my friends, and me and my sister are kind of living like divorced like family vibes, so my sister will take my sons for the weekend, and then I will collect them back on the weekdays. So on the weekends I kind of want my house to be the house that hosts my friends, so I can just go back to sleep after I'm done. Like I can go and sleep once they leave. And honestly, because I think out of all my friends, right, the only people that have moved out, like majority of my friends stay in the east. So like if I rent a house in the east and like the house don't have like other people or whatever, right, then my house will be the natural hangout spot. So that was my goal also, because I have quite a big friend group lah. And so like at first when I was searching Punggol and Sengkang and Serangoon area, there were a couple that were like okay with pets, but unfortunately most of them, I think because it's new launch, right, so they want to be able to recoup the losses ASAP. So a lot of them wanted like longer term lease. So like I scoured the whole of Property Guru. There was this one house, right, that was like in the like smack middle of Orchard, but it was level 1, and like it was like the condo drop off. I think if you search Property Guru now, I'm pretty certain you can find this listing. Like explain to me why this house, right, was literally right at the condo guard the gate. Like once you drop off at the drop off point, you come out, that the door to your condo is there. It literally looks like the door to like a function room, and then like you open and the entire condo, right, is like 2 out of its 4 walls, because it's like a typical studio condo. 2 out of the 4 walls are full floor to ceiling window, and it opens up to the ground floor of your condo, so anyone can look in. Like anyone can just like get and look in. So if you don't close your curtains even like slightly correctly, right, if you just leave a smidge of a gap, and you're naked, right, the whole world can see you. And I was like, what the hell, like, I'm not gonna stay here. And then they were like, do you want to view, like this unit has gotten a lot of interest, but a lot of people don't want to view it. I'm like, yeah, because I feel like if I were to view it, right, and I live in it, right, I feel like I'm like the fucking manatee at like Sea Aquarium, the ginormous aquarium area, like it's so open, it's so out in the open. I'm like, who designed that? Like I understand that like the property person or the person building the property wants like a bang for their buck lah, but like please lah, that's like inhumane. Like I really felt like if I were to go, if I legit live there, I will feel like I'm like a zoo exhibit or something, Well, I tell you, like searching for the condo, right, or like the place. Okay, at this point I had to search for condo lah. I couldn't search for HDB because I cannot. I won't be able to live within the minimum occupancy period of a HDB. It was a nightmare, man. Then after that, right, I got so desperate. I started going on to Carousel, because when I went to Property Guru, like at one point, I'm searching like short term, pet friendly, east or northeast area, and there's only like 8 listings, and out of these 8 listings, 1 of them is under 5k, and then the rest is like those like penthouse condo that's like 10,000 a month, and I'm not paying $10,000 a month to stay in a condo, So after that, like, I'm scouring, and then I finally like, you know what, maybe it's the place that I'm looking at. So I went on to Carousel and I started searching like rental, and I think on Carousel because it's like a marketplace, right, so it got a bit messy. Like sometimes I would get very, very good recommendations, sometimes like, I get ass recommendations. I don't understand the Carousel algorithm, and I don't know why I don't understand it. Like sometimes right, I can just open my Carousel app and then the recommended like listings right is so good, but sometimes when I search right, and like, I cannot for the life of me find like as good as the one. So the moment I see a good listing, I'm always like bookmarking it, and then messaging. So I literally spam message so many landlords like, hi, short term 3 months with possibility of extension because my BTO. So I explained my situation. I told them I got 3 dogs, stuff like that. So there's only one landlord that was like, I sent you the video of how my house look. If you like, you come down, view, and then after that sign paper. If not, you don't want, fine. Then I'm like, oh my god, okay, she seems very direct. And then after that, like, so I did lah. Like literally after that, I went down, view this place, and honestly, right, I was a bit worried because like on this floor itself, there's like one unit that is getting renovated. But honestly, it's not that bad. I've not actually heard renovation sounds. So like, and I'm familiar with this area because my friend literally lives across the road. And this particular condo is walking distance to ECP also. So like I was just like, you know what, I'll take it, man. It's a bit expensive. Do you ask for the price? Even if you don't ask, I can tell you how much. Oh yeah, rental price. It's I'm currently staying in a 2-bedroom 2-bath, and it's about 4,000 a month. Haven't add utilities yet, so I would say like if we were to add utilities and like groceries, blah blah blah, maybe 4.5 ish. Like Wi-Fi is already 50 plus. So yeah, like honestly, it's a bit X, but it's short term lah. So it's like I justify it with it being short term, and also right, like technically now because I'm renting with Jeremy, so it's not as bad because like we are like halving the rent. So each of us are paying 2K, which is like an okay amount lor. It's like kind of like, I think it's a decent amount. Then so if we were to really just solely stay within 3 months and our house is ready within 3 months, right, that means we only pay about 12K plus minus 15K, which is, I would say, a comfortable amount that I was willing to part with. Can you share the process of rental house? Is it a HDB rental? Was thinking of renting as well. So I would say, right, if you want to save more money, like it really depends, because like for me, I always wanted to move out. It's just that like I feel like I would prefer to move out with my partner, but Jeremy, his family situation is that obviously he loves his mom and dad so much, and like he feels very bad like leaving them, obviously like leaving them, like, you know, like being, because he's like the last child that is like moving out already because his brother moved out, so he feels very sad. So he would be more comfortable moving out after getting married, because like before getting married, I think like he wants to spend as much time with his parents as possible. But for me, like honestly, like my house is so messy, and like I feel like I can't really call my house a home because of how like my family situation was growing. I think I've been quite candid about it online, but like I just feel like there's a lot of unhappiness tied to my house also, and I appreciate having a roof over my shoulder 100%. I appreciate everything that like obviously like was given to me growing up, but also at the same time, whilst being able to appreciate it, I think I also am, it's also valid for me to acknowledge the fact that like it's not a conducive space for me when it comes to processing my emotions and being like just my own person, because I feel like I constantly have to walk on eggshells in my house. And I would say, right, I'm significantly more productive outside of my house now. Like every time I go overseas, right, you see I churn out content like crazy, and then the moment I come back in Singapore, right, it's always like so much backlogs, and it's really just cause, right, like now I feel so motivated to do things, but when I'm in my house, I feel so sad and depressed, and I just sleep the whole day away. And like I'm not throwing around the word depressed like with no like weight to it lah, but I feel like there's just a lot of unresolved things at home that makes that paralyzes me to a certain extent. And I don't like feeling that way, because I think I'm very hard on myself when it comes to productivity. So I hate feeling like I'm not doing anything. I really hate it. And I don't like to just like sit on my laurels. Is that the word? You know what I mean? So I get very frustrated with myself whenever I'm not productive. And so like I think that's one of my main motivating factors as to moving out. And so the process I already explained to you already. This is a condo rental again, because it's I if I had moved out, all this to say I would have moved out sooner. And if I had moved out sooner, obviously I'll be moving into a HDB. But because of Jeremy not wanting to move out and me only feeling comfortable, and it's not because like I want to share rent, that's why I want to move out like with Jeremy only, but it's because like I have like my dogs, right? And I feel like ideally I want to have two people to handle them, because I want them to be able to like live properly. So that's just the like main reason why I prefer having like someone with me lah. And so I would have moved to a HDB, honestly, because I like HDB. Like I like the HDB living. I think there's something a bit like, I don't know, there's something that is like so weird. Like there's no void deck, you know, here. Like there's no void deck. You come down and then it's just like, okay, drop off point when you come out of your lift lobby already. Like, and then there's no like aunties downstairs or like young punks at my house downstairs anymore. And I really miss the neighborhood charm. Like I feel like no matter, oh my god, I can cry, you know. Like I love Sengkang so much. I'm gonna cry. I love Sengkang so much. And like I feel like even though like everyone says that like everyone feels that like condo living is like an upgrade or whatever, right? But I think like deep down in my heart, I'm like a heartland kid, because I really like the wretchedness of an HDB. And then like sometimes, you know, like your neighbor might have no shut problem or whatever, that kind of shit. And then sometimes you have like weird characters around. But I don't know, like it's like some people like, why would you want that when you can afford to not have that? But I feel like that's what adds like charm. And like obviously in Singapore, you know, all these people like they don't actually mean any harm lah. Like okay, maybe they do, but like at the end of the day, like most Singaporeans damn hamty also what. So like they won't actually do anything. And like I really enjoy that like wretchedness of HDB. And so like if I could, I would have rented HDB for sure, like 100%. I'm like 100% would have rented HDB. But it's because like at this point in time I don't have a choice. I have to rent a condo, and I'm okay with renting a condo. So like, oh my god, fuck, I'm renting a condo. But it's like, why I wanted a HDB for sure. I would love to stay in HDB, but unfortunately I can't. But I would say if you intend to BTO, right, and I mean you are waiting for a BTO and you're gonna get married and like you want to move out, do I recommend it? I honestly do, because I feel like it gives you and your partner that leeway to, and especially right, if your BTO haven't even ready yet, you should like rent, because I feel like it gives you the time to acclimatize to each other. And then so when y'all move on to planning for your reno and what you want for your house, like the reno house, like you would know what you want more together. Because like I think a lot of the times when we think of what we want for reno, we end up thinking of what we want aesthetic wise, but we don't think of what we want like everyday wise. Like for example, Jeremy does the laundry, so now there are some things that Jeremy might want because he does the laundry that like we didn't think we might need because no one was doing the laundry properly, you know. Or like for the toilet, like, oh, we wanted a bathtub, but do we actually want a bathtub now? How much are we willing to sacrifice for a bathtub, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So there's that also. And then we're trying to now toilet train my dogs to pee in the toilet. So if that doesn't work out, then that will mean that it's going to be difficult for us to toilet train them in my BTO. So do we now have to create like a separate nook for them to pee or something like that, you know? Like it's all these small things. And like at first we were like, oh, let's do up our kitchen to like an American style like kitchen, you know, like we had a kitchen aesthetic in our brain. But now it's been a week staying in this new house and I have not used the kitchen once. And like honestly, right, can I get away with not using the kitchen at all for these 3 months? Yeah. So when I went down, when I went to meet my ID recently, right, for like my new house coming, and she's like, so what do you want for your kitchen? I'm like, honestly, right, at this point in time, it seems to me that we don't even need to rent our kitchen. Like we can leave our kitchen bare. I don't even need a design for my kitchen, because like I don't want to, like I like at first I thought like I wanted a nice kitchen, blah blah blah, stuff like that. but I really don't care. And then I feel like, yeah, okay, am I bombing a bit money on the rental here? Yes, but at the same time, right, like now knowing what I want and now knowing what I don't want, there's some things I'm willing to save on, because obviously, like, I don't think this BTO is gonna be my forever house, because I don't think I can stay in Yishun forever. Not because I hate Yishun, okay, but it's like I want to stay in the East Coast. Like, my goal in life, right, is to move somewhere along the ECP. Now I want to live somewhere along ECP like now, because I want to be able to walk my dogs. Like, my life really revolves around my dogs and like their happiness. So I want, like, we after dinner we brought Bueno down and Bueno and Louis down for a walk, and it was so fun, and I want to have that like every single day of my life, you know. And I know I can't get that if I were to like live like at Yishun. I mean, yeah, I can, but it's different. I really like seaside living. I like being by the beach. I like seeing the beach skyline. So that's what I want, and that's my goal that I'm like definitely working towards. So I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, because I don't see Yishun as my forever home. So there are some things that I thought that I was okay to spend on. Like, for example, spending on my renovation for like my toilet and doing tiling on the toilet, doing full proper tiling, hacking away the toilet. But then after speaking to my ID, right, and then my ID advising me like, if you were to do this, like your waterproof blah 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 will be like forfeited and stuff like that, then it got me thinking lah, like, do I hate this toilet so much that I want to redo it from scratch? Like, what elements of my ID design I'm doing right now for my new up and coming house, right, that I'm doing just so that when people come my house, they will be wowed by the things that I'm doing. And I feel like having a very aesthetic toilet might be one of them, because I would say my BTO stack, like from photos, right, I must say, right, that they did a damn good job with the toilet. Like, the toilet legit looks quite luxe. So like, do I need to go and retile my toilet or that just for the sake of? I really don't think so. And I think that it's now me learning to balance like what is a want and what is a need, you know. And I think that is very important lah. And if it's at the expense of having to spend on rent, I think it's very worthwhile, because Reno is a lot of money here. Is your house renovation done? How long does it take? So it's not done at all. We are still in the middle of like deciding the design plans, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But it's going to take I think around 1 to 2 months. Honestly, if we don't do any tiling at all, right, it'll be even faster. And I might just not even do any tiling, because at first I was like, I want to do Peranakan tiles, but I feel like I can save it for my next house. And I'm not gonna scrimp and save on this house and be like, oh, this house can look like complete ass, because I'm not gonna stay in it for the long time. But like, there are some things, right, that I feel like I would want to only invest in like my forever home, and like tiling is one of them, because tiling takes so long. And my house comes with like very nice laminates already, vinyl laminates. Is it called vinyl? Yeah, vinyls that like I can use. Like, it's not like it's ass, you know. Was curious about this because I remember BTO was ready. Yeah, so my BTO is ready. I just have not collected the keys yet, but let's all cross your fingers for me that I collect my keys soon. Once I collect my keys, I can start renovating. So the goal now is to finish the design planning and everything, so that when I collect my keys, we can just start our reno process really, because we have already confirmed our ID. And I think like my design from when I first ever, like, I think it's also because of the delays, because I have had a couple of delays when it came to like key collection, right? So all these delays, right, has also given me the chance to properly think about what I want. And I think also living in like an older condo now, and you see having all these like furnitures, right, I really feel like I don't need my BTO to be like my goal dream like reno. I think like the better financial choice for me is to save the money that I'm going to bomb on the reno, and just do like a simple reno that I'm definitely gonna make the house a house that I'm looking forward to go home to lah. It's not like I'm gonna like, you know, like everything also don't do. But I would say like some of the furnitures I can definitely save on, and I will save on, because I've thought about it lah. Like I think for the sake of my house plan, my East Coast plan, I'm not going to bomb too much. And like honestly houses on the East Coast now I've been looking, right, it's like 2 to 3k per square feet, and I can't be affording this by splurging on Reno on a house that I'm not gonna stay in permanently, you know. So yeah, I think like some people say, I mean like obviously some people say like paying rent is like throwing money to for someone else to repay their property, I guess. But I think in my case it has given me a lot of clarity as to what I want in like my future, and it has given me the appropriate like comma, like literally like the comma to this sentence that is like my future life outside of my house, right? And it has given me this pause that like allowed me to like be more reflective about like everything I want, and now work around what I want versus like what I need. If I'm making sense. If I'm not making sense, then just feel free to ignore me. But like, why I recommend this to a young couple? I would honestly, right, I've thought about it also. If my kid, regardless daughter, son, or any other binary, non-binary, right, if they want to move out with their partners before getting married, I don't think I'll make noise. Like, I think like now, like most parents are chill, but I don't think I'll be like the parent that would be like, why do you want to rent with your partner, blah blah blah, shit like that. Because I feel like this is the fastest way to know whether you want to marry the person or not. Because I was just thinking like, I mean I had a bit of a taste of this in uni, because me and Jeremy were in the same hall, so essentially we were like living together but not really, because like we were in the same block, but like you don't really live together, what, because you don't have like a shared living space, you know. But like, and like like he would do like my laundry and shit like that lah, so like that was already like established from the start that I'm not gonna do laundry. But like I feel like if he was someone like uncompatible or like severely like weaponized incompetence, right, and I only find out about this like after getting married to him, right, wow, I feel like I would annul the marriage, like on a serious note. Because like I cannot imagine like if I were to like get married to somebody, like permanently bounded to someone, right, and I find out this person like fucking useless, you know, like I'll be so fucking annoyed, like genuinely. So I'm glad that like at least he's not. But yeah, like I would say that like in this day and age, right, if you're able to move out and like just rent for a while to like see the vibes, I really recommend doing so. Because there's no harm in testing the waters whether you are really down to live with this person forever or not. Because I think that like marriage is really a commitment. And then now if you want to be petty and fight and be like, you want to talk like that to me, I break up, you can't, because like you're married. Will you move into your BTO after Reno? Duh. So the goal, right, is to establish a life here in these 3 months. So establish like systems between me and Jeremy, like when it comes to all the chores and stuff like that. And then on top of that, I know that whatever is here is whatever I need on a regular basis, because then whatever is my current house is stuff that I don't need. And so whatever is in my current house, I will slowly take these 3 months to pack them up all in boxes. So by the time my BTO comes and it's ready, everything that is boxed up in my house is everything of mine that is left in the house that will be shipped to my BTO. And then my house will be completely Nicole free already. And then whatever is here will be moved to my BTO. So at least, right, like the bulkier stuff, like for example winter wear stuff like that, where I don't need to bring here, right, I can pack it first, and I have time to slowly, you know, pack my house stuff. And whatever I pack in my house, I know I can just leave it in a box. I don't have to worry like, oh shit, do I need this tomorrow, do I need this later? Because like whatever I need is here, you know. So yeah, I'll move to my BTO straight after I am done with my Reno. Okay, so this is the first round of questions that you have asked me. If there's any more, I will post another video. Quite glad that I managed to make this video without saying anything stupid that will require me to edit it, because I'm just gonna upload it straight with like the questions. Actually, should I even put the questions? I feel like lazy lah. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy watching me, I must say, right, my following vlogs might be like not chronologically in order, because I'm just so backlogged. Okay, I'm so backlogged. But if you enjoy this, you can subscribe. I don't know where's the subscribe button. I'm not earning money through YouTube. I legit am just doing it because I enjoy like long form content. I like to watch this kind of videos, right, when I'm eating, you know, then I just listen, or I listen to it before I sleep. So if you enjoy it, follow me, subscribe. If you don't, then don't, but just subscribe lah.